What's up, otakus? Um, got kind of a late start. My apologies for those of you who are waiting to tune in earlier. I know for East Coast, well, anybody east of us here in the uh, Pacific uh, time zone, you know, 8 is a pretty late start for so 9 is even later. So apologies. Hopefully, if you're on the East Coast and you're just a night owl, you're tuning in right now. But yeah, happy Easter. Um, I did. I went out and picked up some more books today because it's actually a real quick story. So my son had an egg hunt today, and I was supposed to go, and this egg hunt is with just like Japanese families. I'm the only English speaker in this group, and apparently one of the dads, the one I hang out with quite frequently, he got sick and couldn't come. So it was just like his wife, and there's another dad there, um, but it would have been like all women and me and that guy. So my wife's like, you don't have to go. And I was like, okay, cool. And so I didn't go. And instead, I went to Sten Brothers. I went there last summer and picked up a lot of good stuff. My Neil Adams, Batman. I picked up the first Mary Jane, ASM. Forget the number, but John Romita Senior goodness there. And I just remember, they had dollar bins, they have comics that are priced out. So I thought, it's been about a year. Well, not a year. It's been about, I want to say, almost 6 months, 7 months since I've been there. So I thought I'd stop in and we pick some stuff up there. So all in all, I also went to Half Price Books, picked up some stuff there. All in all, we have here, we have a 15 book haul. Okay, 15 books that extend from, this past week, Naman Young and I went to Dream Strands, and I picked up some books at Dream Strands. And I thought it was going to be a little haul, but then we went out today and picked up a bunch of books. And now we have, again, 15 books to show off. And we paid $49 for these 15 books. It comes out to about $3.26 per book. Some of these are quarter books. Some of these we spent more than we normally spend on a book. And one of them is an eBay purchase. So we're back on eBay, unfortunately. That's not a good thing. I'm going to try to stay off it from here on out, because I've got $8 left to my name right now. I've got $8. Again, we spent $50, like $49 on, again, 15 books. More than what I normally spend on books. But that's okay, because we picked up some good stuff and feel rather good about this haul. Okay, so, the first thing we picked up, we picked up some quarter bin books from Half Price Books. I was just like, you know what? They're a quarter. If we find some Jim Lee books, or we find some covers or books that I like, we're going to pick them up. So we kind of meticulously dug through the quarter books. Normally, there's nothing really good and the conditions all whacked in the quarter bins. But yeah, I've already kind of shifted. Some were in bags and boards with the 25-cent sticker, which is always a plus. And some have the sticker on them. So again, I'm going to keep the 25-cent stickers on them as like a badge of pride, or just, it's just too painstaking to remove anyway. So, we're not going to like, unless I get like a really big book in the 25-cent bin, which rarely happens. Although we did pick up a big book in this one. I'm going to keep the stickers on. So yeah, we paid a quarter for this one. X-Men 188, Chris Bachalo cover. And this is one of those wraparound covers. So really cool. I love Chris Bachalo art. Look at that saber tooth right there. Got Mystique, Aurora, a bunch of people in the background, Rogue. That's good stuff right there for a quarter. So I thought, why not? Like, it's really high grade condition. It was in a bag and board. They have the sticker on the outside. So, that's always a plus. And, this is like one I picked up last summer, another Bachalo cover. So don't mind picking up more of his artwork. I may actually like collect more of his run on X-Men, because, yeah, he's an incredible artist. We found some Michael Turner goodness for 25 cents. This one, the sticker is on the comic book. This is Fathom, the 0.5, or I should say number 1/2. It's got this cool top cow. But yeah, Michael Turner goodness. Just a banging cover right there. This like Nazi flag burning and lots of things going on in this dark cover. Yeah, I'll pick that up for a quarter. It's a no-brainer. This next one we picked up at Sten Brothers. And I gotta say, Sten Brothers has some good comics there that when we kind of pick up some more summer job money, and that summer job money, again, I'm going to probably devote like about $1,000 to the budget. They've got some books there waiting for me that I'm going to definitely pick up. They have a lot of like keys, but they're kind of selling for book value, which, if you really want like the condition and everything, I don't think it's a terrible deal to kind of get them. You can always kind of try to negotiate a decent value, but they also got some dollar bin books, and this one we pulled out of the dollar bin, and it's a Neil Adams book. This is one of the, like, there aren't too many instances where you have a Kurt Swan and Neil Adams collab on a cover or artwork. But this is another cover where Kurt Swan and Neil Adams worked together on the book. You can even see Swan and Adams right there. Pick this one up for $1. There's like a tear. That's not in the best shape. I put this in the, like a 3.0, maybe 2.5 or 3.0 copy. Well, maybe, it presents better. It's just got a tear and some, it's got some tears in the spine as well. But yeah, just classic stuff. And this is like this predates the Superman episode, but this is sort of like has General Zod and these like Phantom Zone escapees. So this is essentially like the plot of Superman 2. They're all like Kryptonians with his power, and they escape the Phantom Zone and they're attacking him now. So yeah, it's a cool comic book to have. Again, Kurt Swan, Neil Adams artwork on that cover. Can't beat that kind of goodness. Paid $1 for that, so found this in the dollar bin. Yeah, picked that up. This I also picked up in the dollar bin. I had an opportunity to pick this up. A little better grade at Half Price Books for $2, which we were very close to doing it, but I just like, no, I think there's a possibility I could find for 50 cents at Russ's. Well, we found it for $1 at Stem Brothers, so I just like, the Unmyung forces are talking to me when it pops up. We're thinking about it, it pops up, so pick it up at Stem Brothers. There's some issues here in the corner. Definitely could benefit from the press, but overall, pretty high grade book. Just beautiful Turner DC cover here. All your favorite. I did go to Stem Brothers today, and I'm showing off. This is one of the books, dollar book. I picked up a big book at Stem Brothers. I mean, it's a big book in my. I didn't pay all that much for it, but it's a big book in my definition, and we'll get to that. This is another book we picked up for $1. John Byrne goodness, newsstand, $2.71. Fantastic Four. Ignore the sticker. That's from another book. Pick it up for $1. It's got this like spine, like roll on it. But I would say it's a fine copy. It's pretty decent. Nice cover too. John Byrne goodness. This is one I picked up from Dream Strands. Naman Young and I went there on Thursday. Was it Thursday? Sorry. Yeah, Thursday. We went there on Thursday. And beautiful book. We got finally picked up $2.92. This is a book I've been meaning to get. This is Byrne's final work on his little run. So I have everything bookmarked now. I have his first book in the Fantastic Four run, and I have his final book in the Fantastic Four run. And I'm just trying to fill it up now. But we added 2 more on this this haul here. Just chipping away at it. And again, paid $4 for this one. Paid $1 for this one. So not bad. All right, we picked up these ones at Dream Strands for $1 each, and they're glorious. We got some Jubilee action here, the Jim Lee comic card variant, hitting you with another variant here, Storm variant on Black Panther 16. Both of these were from the dollar bin, and it's just, we love doing that. We'll pick that up every day, all day, every day. And we're going to grade these, so, stick around. Once I show them all off, we'll grade them. And this one we paid $5 for. And I don't mind having paid that for a near mint copy of this great Jim Lee Justice League number 4 variant. That is fire right there. Oof. We got this out of the quarter bins. This is a book I consistently run into at Russ's. We're always trying to get a newsstand. I could get it. I could have picked it up on numerous occasions for 50 cents. But we found it in the quarter bin with the sticker on it. So figured, why not? This is not a Jim Lee cover. It's a Louis Portacio cover, but the interiors are Jim Lee, as well as Ryan Benjamin, another artist we really like. So yeah, uh, 25 cents, Jim Lee. And another check off the Jim Lee list. I think we're up to 297 books now. We're 3 away from 300, so it's just caught up on us, slowly whittling away. This is another book we found in the quarter bins, and this one was in a bag and board, and very high grade. We have Unholy Union. You got like a pregnant witchblade there. You got, this is a Top Cow Marvel crossover from 2007. Absolutely glorious Mark Silvestri cover. You kind of get a glimpse if Mark had ever worked on The Incredible Hulk, what that would have been like right there. You got Darkness, Ghost Rider, I think Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange is in this issue. Incredible Hulk is in this issue. Just, this is for a quarter. Yeah, Mark Silvestri getting this right there for a quarter. Boom. Can't beat that with a bat. Not at all. I mean, this could have been the book of the haul. On any given day, this would have been the book of the haul. But we got some more books to show off. So this one we picked at Dream Strands. I couldn't believe they had a bunch of Greg Capullo signature books for like $4 to $5 to $6 each. They're all Spawn books too. But we picked this one up. They didn't have number 16, which is Greg Capullo's first work on Spawn, but this is the very second book, number 17. You got the signature right here, Greg Capullo. His second cover or work on Spawn, got it signed. So for $5, that just seems like, look, for a signed book. I just saw this at Sten Brothers selling for 17, or what was it? It was selling for like $12, but half off, so technically six. So just a regular copy selling for $6. We got a signed copy selling for $5. So I'm not going to complain. And he signed this in '96. So just a few years after he actually worked on the book. So that's a good one. All right, we're getting close to. I'm introducing them as the big books. You know, like I'm introducing them as in terms of like how I prioritize their place in my collection. And this next one, it's actually my third copy of this book, but there's a twist. So let me show you the book I'm talking about here. I have 2 copies of Batman 612. 2 copies. They're high grade copies. And again, this is just one of my favorite Jim Lee covers in the collection. But at Sten Brothers today, I ran into something I just, rarely see from this run, is like a newsstand copy. We ran into a Batman 612 newsstand. I mean, so, you got it half off this sticker price. I got it for $4. And for $4, I was just like so happy. I was like, no way, a newsstand. I mean, this is a big book. This is one of these, and this is great condition too. I would, VF plus, or maybe even a 9.2, 9. That's it. We'll get into grading on this book. There's just a couple spine ticks here, but overall, just a really high grade book. So yeah, newsstand. Batman 612, our third copy, but it's a newsie. So I'll take that. I'll pick this up if it's under $5. Doesn't care if I, like This is just a big book for me, so I'll pick up this all day long. But yeah, the newsstand copy for $4. I was just like, yeah, yes, please. Well, it's got an issue here at the top. There's a little bit of a tear, might be. That's fine. It's still a newsstand copy. Yeah, not high grade. We'll get into grading this, but there seems to be a tear, a minor tear, and a crease. Hopefully, that breaks color. It wouldn't press out too well, but oh well, doesn't matter. Still a newsstand. For me, that's the big part of it. All right, this is a low grade book, but and this also could have been the book of the haul. Easily been the book of the haul. And we're looking at a low grade copy, but the staples, I actually took this book out, took a look at it. The staples are well intact. There's just like a tear, couple of creases. Got a kind of little like folds here and there. So we got to take this out, give it a little TLC, and this is one, prime for Rogers, like magic. I could just see him like making this book look absolutely fabulous. But we got Detective Comics 412, this classic Neil Adams cover here. Paid $10 for it. And I was just like, yeah, for this book is low grade. I mean, it looks fabulous. Looks fabulous, but it's got issues. And again, with the press and it clean, this thing would look outstanding. So, right? That is, I mean, on any given day, this could have been the book of the haul. And it still technically could be the book of the haul. But as I alluded to yesterday, this book here is a personal goal, like a collecting goal of mine that I've had since I've gotten back into collecting. And we're always looking online to see if we can get it for a good price. We got it for a fabulous price, but I think so. The guy said the grade is a 6.0 on this copy, and I took a look at the photos, and I think that's a fair grade. But it looks great. Actually, I think with a press, it could be one of those situations where it's much higher grade. So that's what we're hoping for. That there's not like some kind of horrendous thing, like issue on the back, like a crease or something on the back. We're just hoping, from what we saw on the front, that it's a fine or better. And again, we got this book for $7.50 plus shipping, which is he charged $6 or something for shipping. So all in all, we paid just under $15 for this book. Just under 15, and it's I mentioned it's a genuine Grail. I will get to what it is soon. What's up, Comic Mag Musings? Thanks for joining. All right. And this thing took a while to get here because it came. This is, you have your USPS text messages, notifications. It actually came to Seattle. It was sitting in Seattle. And then they sent it to California. So it popped up in California. And I was like, oh man, it's going to get delayed for a few more days. And it just got here today, which is why we're unboxing it today, not, earlier. But it's all good. It got here. It looks to be fabulous shape. The guy added an invoice and all that. Yeah. So we paid, what did we pay? $14.85 for the book. And yeah, again, just as I suspected, it's man, this is a great book because it's got defects, but they're pressable defects. And I guess we'll get into it when we grade the book. But what we got was a big one. Malibu Sun, number 15. First appearance of the Wildcats. That's a big book. And the corners on this book are sharp. Everything looks great. But what you'll see here are, spine ticks, stress lines. And it doesn't break color. It breaks color a little bit there. But the lines extend up here, and those lines do not break color. So, this has potential to really be yeah, $15 for this book. And again, I think we can get it to like a really high grade copy, press out the defects. And it's going to look fabulous. The color is still very vibrant, and all the defects on this book, as you can see here, are pressable. So unless there's something on the back that's hideous, which we'll discover soon, I think this is a good purchase overall. So we're going to get to grading this book, and we're going to get to doing all the stuff that we kind of want to do here. I guess we'll start with the big books. So let's work up to the big books. We're going to grade these big books. We're going to work up to them and grade them. All right, so on a few of these books, I don't feel like I have to necessarily get them out and grade them because, like Dream Strands, he's a meticulous grader. I trust his grading. So if he says it's like VF plus, or if he says it's a grade, I'm going to trust him over my grading, to be honest. So on some of these issues, like for example, this here, he graded VF. I'm apt to agree, not much wrong with the book. Could improve with the press a little bit at the top there. So we're not even going to get into grading that book. I don't know. On some of these 25-cent books, I don't know if we should even. I guess it'll be fun to do the 25-cent books. This is another cover here, the signed book. If he says it's a near mint minus, I'm going to take it at face value. And, for me, I would have given it a similar grade, like a 9.0. I don't even see any spine ticks. There's going to be an issue. It could be 9.4. I think the guy just was being a little conservative. But yeah, we don't need to get that one out and grade it necessarily. Okay, but the other books we'll grade, and it's gonna be fun. All right, so I guess we'll start with some of the quarter books. Let's start with some Jim Lee, Will Spartacio goodness here. Let's start with this book here. All right, let's get into it. The Great Along. All right, so I'm gonna flip it around, take it out of the bag. It's a pretty beat up book. It was sitting in the quarter bins. So I'm seeing some deep spine ticks there that break color. So could improve with the press. There's nothing major in terms of creasing. So could improve with the press. I think overall, there's a big crease on the back. Well, I didn't see that really. Not a big deal. It's got a big sticker on the front, so it's not like I'm expecting much. But I'll put this in the solid mid-grade. Put it in the mid-grade section. With the press, I think this would be a 5.0 with that big crease in the back. But you get some incredible Jim Lee. Let's show you the Jim Lee work here. So for a quarter, you get a Jim Lee, some incredible Jim Lee artwork. There you go. You got Jim Lee Hulk here. Some Jim Lee Hulk. Some Jim Lee booty. So, who's that? Sue Storm booty right there. Fanboy Prime. They were doing they're calling them cakes. They're doing a cake cover battle. But basically showing off booty. This one is a book not entirely penciled by Jim, but also duties shared with Wills, and I think the other artist was who was the other artist? Anyway, there's another artist that kind of worked on it with them, so they're just kind of sharing duties. So it's really hard to tell like who's doing what sometimes, but this is definitely Wills. I can tell Wills from Lee, Jim. Yeah, there's a lot of great. This is if you're a Jim Lee collector, you definitely want to have this book. This is one of his Blue Period books. But yeah, you just start off with Jim right here. With Jim Lee Goodness right from the page one. So put this at like a 5.0. I think that's, again, for 25 cents. This is just really a filler. It's not like I'm going to try to go get a high grade copy of this book. Who knows if it's available, if a high grade copy is available at Mill Geek, we'll probably pick it up. But like for the most part, I was kind of like today. The purpose of digging in that 25 cent bin today was like, hey, if we ran into a Jim Lee book, which we did, ran into two. The Wildcats that we ran into was just too beat up to take home. This was a little better, but not by much. That back crease is kind of a bummer. But overall, looks great. Solid mid-grade book, solid 5.0. I'm gonna put it there at 5.0. This was something we picked up for $1. This one has issues. But with a press, I think would look fabulous. First off, it's got this like You can see the book here is like misaligned. You see that? It's just if you look at the spine, there's like spine roll here, and it's just misaligned itself. So this is one of those instances where, like, if Roger were to press the book, he would just straighten it out. But no, I'm not going to send this book to him because it's not really a book that's all that. This is something I think a project for me to pursue in the future when I get into pressing and doing all that. But yeah, it needs a press. It needs the spine roll kind of straightened out. Staples are still good. No tears or major creasing. Just needs a press. Nice clean. Looks to be a otherwise great book. There is a little bit of staining here on the corner, which I think can be cleaned up. Nothing color breaking. Just again with the press, I think it would really benefit. So yeah, very nice book for $1. I'd say as is right now, it's like a 6.60, 6.5, 6.0. I'm just gonna write some of these down because I'm gonna forget them later. So Fantastic Four 271. We'll go 6.5 on this one. Oh, 6.0. We'll go 6.0. That spine roll is pretty bad. 6.0. This is what, 271, I said, right? And we're going to give it a 6.0. Again, for $1, it completes. It's another notch off on this run we're trying to complete. So, cheap way to get this book off the list. Yeah. New stand cover. Not bad. All right. We're going to continue to move on here. This next one, again, we got this for $1 as well. This is a high-grade book. It's just got this issue here, right there. Got a little bit of like rub or tear. Not a tear. It's just it's just a scuff or something. You got some stress lines there. I think you need to do a really like a tactical approach to this pressing to get that out. But the rest of the book looks great. So I'm going to put this at like an 8.0. Oh, we got a corner crease here. I think I'm going to, if we can get a better grade on this book, we will. I just love this Turner cover. That kind of bugs me, the color break there. So yeah, this is, we'll go 7. We'll go 7.0. This is a 7.0. Corner crease. A little bit of like a big spine stress there. Some kind of rub as well. All right, Justice League America. Get up for $1 and put it at a 7.0. Volume 2, number 1. No, number 2. 7.0. We'll go 7.5. Yeah, 7-0, because that crease is pretty. I just want to see how long it is again. It's actually not bad. Yeah, 7.5 should be. I think 7.5 is decent. Now we'll go 7-0. That's pretty bad. That is a pretty bad crease. I mean, if it were just that crease, 7-0 would be fine, but then it's coupled with that issue right there. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, we bought this for the cover anyway. It shouldn't really matter. It's not like we're going to enjoy reading this book inside. We just got for the cover art. So as long as the cover art presents well, we're happy. We got some more Michael Turner goodness in the collection. Bam. Thank you guys. Thank you. Mike, welcome, Mike. All right. So this next book, we know it has issues. I don't particularly care. It's for $1. We're not going to. Obviously, I could probably pick this a better graded copy of this for $1 somewhere, or a similar grade of this book for. Well, yeah, I would say I could have picked this up like a better copy, maybe even a high grade for $1 somewhere else. But when you run into it, you run into it, and you pick it up. And for the most part, it doesn't actually look all that bad. So, desperately needs a press. There's just like you can see right there. There's all kinds of. There's a little bit of a color break there. Maybe this book was pressed. Just wasn't. Yeah, it could have been pressed. No, it wasn't pressed because there's just too much. Like there's just a lot of. See that? If it was pressed, it was pressed poorly. The real issue on this book is right here. Oh wait, that isn't a tear. Oh no, it is right. There's a tear right here. You see, that's a tear. So we don't want to exacerbate that. There's also some like staple tears here, and kind of like a lot of. Yeah, this was just red. A lot of handling and stress lines. So like. I'm going to put this definitely in like the 4.0, maybe 3.5. I'll give it a 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. But as I was mentioning earlier, this is again one of those. I have another Kurt Swan, Neil Adams collabed, and this is the thing. Like Kurt Swan sketches, and Neil is inking him. And that's what we have here as well. In the other issue, we have Neil inking. In this issue as well, we have Neil inking Kurt. So, but I mean, the effect is just classic Superman stuff. Yeah. Again, this is an issue where these people escape the Phantom Zone, and it's what 5 against 1. With a lady in the mix. I don't know why they got 5 guys and 1 lady, or 4 guys and a lady, but it's just one of those things, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty much like the plot of Superman 2. This is a book from, I think, 1977, before the movie was even, being considered. So, yeah, kind of the unofficial influence on Superman 2 special. That's a cool book. Plus, you got General Zod there, right? That's Zod. Yeah, not what you would typically expect from a Neil Adams, but we got another Neil Adams Action Comics in our collection. We'll take that. All right, this next book is another special book. This is one of those books where you get Michael Turner pretty much doing everything on his own book. He's writing this thing. He's the artist on the book. Yeah, he's the penciler. He's the script. He's the cover artist. So you just kind of like, great. This is a real treat if you collect Michael Turner, just to see him do the panel work and the colors. He has some incredible colorists, I gotta tell you. Got some sketch work in here as well. Jeez Louise, this is for a quarter. This is special. This is really special. Got an additional little comic story there. Top cow goodness, man. So yeah, the condition on this book is it's pretty good. I mean, with the press, there's a dark cover. You can probably see some of the stress lines there on this, but nothing major. Got a couple of color breaks here at the top. Maybe another one there. Corners are sharp, but the press look really good. Back looks decent as well. That obviously benefit from a press. I give this a solid 8.75. I'll give a solid 7.5. With a press, it could be higher. But man, for a quarter, this is just like, that's a badge of honor right there. Fathom 0.5, a bunch of Michael Turner sketches inside. For a quarter, we'll do it. We don't mind doing that. That's a nice addition to, I think, the collection, especially on a book. Again, this is obviously a labor of love for him. So when you get to write and pencil your own work, it's always good stuff. Top Cow 90, was this 98, right? Top Cow 98. So this was just like, as he was getting going, man. Some early stuff there. All right. This next one, yeah, excited to show the back cover of this. As I was saying, like, I always run into the shallow X-Men at half price wherever I go. It's just, there's a lot of it. So I get that it's not highly valued. This is a really high-grade book. Does need a press. There's a little bit of a dimple there, but nothing color breaking. Spine is real clean. Again, this was in the bag and board for a quarter. This is the back cover. Look at that. You got Cable. You got Sunfire. Was that Sunfire? No, who is that? I don't know. Is that Psylocke? Please tell me it's Psylocke. No, that doesn't look like Psylocke. I think that's what's his face from. He's from like the old I'm blanking on his name. I think he's from the old X-Force team. Yeah, I'm not seeing too good because it's upside down, but yeah, it's one of those connecting or extending covers. So just a cool comic book to have, I guess, for a quarter. This will sit in the collection until we're able to, until we have to push it out, basically. Space is an issue, so I don't mind picking up something like this for a quarter, especially if I can like sell it for like $1 or something later. It should be fine. But for now, we'll keep it in the collection. This is a high grade book, so I'll put it at a near mint, give it a 9.4. Nothing wrong with that book. It's nice. All right, we're kind of counting down. This is a really special one because of the Silvestri cover. Jeez. Silvestri doing Hulk. And man, it's special. This is really high grade. And you'll see what I mean. I mean, there's just like one maybe dinky little spine tick here. Everything else looks incredible. So you can see the spine here. Yeah, nothing color breaking, but if you look here, there's a spine tick right. I'll come into focus. Come into focus, please. There we go. You see it right there. Oh, it does break color. There's another one right here. Right there. That one doesn't break color. But that's about it in terms of the issue with the book. There's no creases, corners are sharp. It's a beautiful looking copy here. Just gotta check the back. Back looks great. Some stress lines there on the back. So overall, this is also a 9.4, I'd say. Could again benefit from a press, but I'm not gonna put an asterisk on this one for a press. It really doesn't need one. So boom, that again, we picked that up for a quarter. Almost seems ridiculous, right? That we could pick something up like that for a quarter. You got to check the quarter bins, man. You got to dig in the quarter bin sometime. Don't think you won't find anything there. It's worth your time. All right, so the Fathom, we gave it, what did we give it? An 8.5? I think I said 8.0. No, I said 8.5. No, 8.0. Fathom 8.0. This, we gave it a 9.4. The X-Men, 188. Give that a 9.4. We're giving this, I love the title of this too, Unholy Union. You got, this is just an amazing cover here. You got a pregnant witchblade there. That's what, fanboy, if you're watching, you gotta do a pregnant cover battle. I mean, how many pregnant women on covers do you see? I don't think you ever see that. Is this like the first and only pregnant cover? I can't be the first and only. There's got to be another pregnancy cover somewhere. Somebody's got to get on that. Or pregnancy covers a thing. I think Neil might have a bunch of pregnancy covers if it is a thing. Shout out to Neil. What's up, Bo? All right, so Unholy Union. I'm gonna find it here. We're gonna give this a nice 9.4 on this grade. Yeah, I mean, this is like, I collect Mark Silvestri, but I realize like I have to be very selective about the Mark Silvestri we bring into the collection because he's got a lot of stuff out there. But a book like this is like, yes, I mean, this hits the sweet spot so well. Plus, it's high grade, 25 cents, man. I mean, this should just be book of the haul based on how much we got it for. You know, we got this for like a quarter. It's not even on the. It's like, it's not on the book. It's a clean book. Jeez, lucked out on that one big time. All right, we're going to get into some Jim Lee goodness here. Guess we'll start with these. Oof, hang on here. What are we doing here? I guess we're going to start with how'd that? Oh, I had them. That's weird. All right, I'm not going to take them out of the bags because it's going to be a pain to, and I don't want to add additional stress. These are, I'd say these are like near mint minus. Spines are really clean. I mean, there's really nothing, no visible issue with it. But I guess if you nitpick, let's look at the back. I know the Storm cover has a couple of spine ticks and stuff. This one actually looks a lot better. So I'm going to put the Jubilee at 9.4. We'll put the Storm. Yeah, Storm. Not many issues there. Sorry, I'm grading through the bag on these, but I just know if I try to take them out, they don't have a bag of board on these, so kind of the same. I mean, I'll put both of these at like a 9.2. They're probably higher. Put it at a 9.2 for both of these, and get this one in here first. The bag in there first. There we go. We'll put the Jubilee in the back. Put Storm in the front. Both direct editions. There we go. Boom. Couple of 9.0s. Or we'll go 9.2 just to be conservative. 9.2s. Just a blatant, Marvel blatantly using their ownership of Jim Lee content to just recycle and market off his work. Guilty as charged. I'm one who would. Well, I got it at the dollar bin, so I didn't go out and buy it, but I did. Paid money for it eventually. Paid what I wanted to pay, which is $1. All right, so Gen X variant. This is also a 9.2. All right, moving right along. This was graded near mint by the owner at Dreamstrand. So I'm gonna take his word at face value. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything wrong with the comic. Through the bag, spine's real clean. I just love this cover. It's hot, super hot. Jim Lee Wonder Woman, can't go wrong with that. Now we're getting into the big books. Guess we'll start with this one. I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought we had a high grade copy of this. In my excitement at the newsstand, did not thoroughly examine the top of the book, which is all right. I think overall, it's not going to bug me that, there's a little tear. This is a book, obviously, needs a press. Yeah, it needs a lot of issues here, but I'm just going to open this up and see what we're dealing with. So it needs a press. That could actually benefit quite a bit. It does look to be just like a small tear. I'll show you what it looks like. You can see right there, right here. You're looking right there. See a little micro tear here. Say it's about, let's say it's half an inch. Oh, it extends into the book here. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, how many pages are we talking about here? It rips the first. Don't tell me it goes through the entire book, please. No. Okay, so it doesn't go through the entire book, but it gets pretty damn right around to the. Well, yeah, it doesn't get through the middle of the book. It's got the first. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Ugh. 4. I mean, this needs somebody just like kind of tomahawk this, like tomahawk chop this, or tore the. All in all, it's not. I mean, it is a major. I would say it's a major issue, but it doesn't detract from the book because it's localized here, just the top portion of that book, and I'm fine with that. Again, just have a newsstand copy. It looks great. It needs a press. We'll press it out at some point. But yeah, very, very happy with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of trade places here. Take out my high grade copy here, the direct edition copy. Take this one out and kind of trade places with the newsstand book. I'm going to put this one. And put this trade spots with this one here. So this one down here for now. Oof. All right. And we'll put this one in here. And they're nice and easy. Easy peasy. There we go. And what we have here is just front and back, the front and the back. This one, we're just going to put this one in here and have it presenting oh so nicely, the newsstand. And yeah, you know, that's a pretty major, kind of like a micro tear right through the book. So I'm just going to, I mean, it still looks fabulous. It looks fabulous, but some major issues. So, I mean, based on CGC's criteria, we'll give it a fine minus. No, it's a accumulation of small accumulation of virtues that yeah, I'm going to go 6.0 on this. I really think it's not that big of a deal. It's just got a couple of tears that go through the book. But again, if we press this out, it would look a lot better. And I'm going to put this as a needs a press. It does need a press. All right. Well, that's that. This one is very high grade. It's got a couple indents on it. Some spine ticks there. But we'll keep this at a 9.4 on this copy. And we'll put this in our collection of Jim Lee books. There we go. All right, so yeah, a little disappointing, but what do you expect? It's a newsstand. Probably got damaged on the newsstand. And I'm going to give this a 6.0 because it's just major damage, but I don't think it's quite enough to drop it any below that. Still looks great. Batman 612 newsstand. We're going to go 6.0 on this one. Yeah, we'll say 7. We'll go 7.0. No, we'll go 6.0. It's too major. Goes through like half the book, or a third of the book. That tear goes through the first couple of pages, but it also, like, the rippling goes through a third of the book, first third of the book. Whew. All right. Jim Lee goodness right there. All right. We're now to this book. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Just going to take a look. Again, I suspect this is going to need a press. There's some deep, as you can see, very deep stress lines there. See that? But very little color break. So I'm just hoping the back is, yeah, the back is similar. So nothing color breaking, no creasing. I think we got a pretty good copy. And, as is, I would agree with the guy. That's probably like I'd say there's lots of little stress lines there. As is, it's a 6.0. But again, with the press, I think we get this all the way up to like an 8.5. That's how great this looks. All the issues are there right on the spine there, but just needs a really good press. So very happy with this. Again, we picked this up for under $15. If we can get this up to high grade, this is like a $100 book. So very, very pleased with this pickup. Malibu Sun, we're going to add it right now to the collection notes. Malibu Sun. I finally have this in the collection. This was so for you Jim Lee collectors, this is probably his true original creation. And what I mean by that is, like the stuff he does for Marvel, the stuff he does for DC, that's, they own the rights to all the characters and all the, he basically gave us sexy Psylocke, but he does not own that character. But this is an instance where he started his own company, and this is sort of his first contribution to Wildstorm. And he wrote and he penciled. I mean, this was a labor of love for Jim. So it's his legacy book. I know we as fans probably wouldn't consider it his legacy book. I personally do consider it his legacy book. I just wish, it like, to be honest, I wish it got more love and recognition from comic book fans. I think it does get recognition and love. It's just, there's not anything driving the Wildcats. Like it had an animated series back in the day. That was about it, right? There wasn't much outside of that failed animated series. But I know it's right now currently in DC continuity, and I'm sure Jim Lee and James Gunn have had discussions about the potential of bringing in the Wildcats as something new for DC, right? But we'll just have to see how that plays out. All right, I'm going to put this in. Boom. Look at that. And I have the perfect place for my Wildcats card now. Hang on. Let's stare at that for a little bit. Boom. I'm going to put this in the back here. Got a Jim Lee Wildcats card. There. We're gonna. So this is a clear backing board, so don't freak out. It's not like I'm putting it in with the comic. Putting it behind this clear backing board here. I don't know if that was a good idea. It's not going in the way I wanted it to go in. I'm going to take this back out here. All right. Let's try this again. I do want it in there, but I don't want to. It shouldn't press against the book. As long as it. I'll just guide it in with this board here. Make sure it goes in straight. Here we go. There we go. That's good. All right. So again, I think the condition on this is, you got these like. I do not want to keep that in there. That was a bad idea. I gotta keep the book down like this now. I guess not. Yeah, that's just a bad idea. Let's take it out. Can I get it out there? It's coming out slowly. There we go. There we go. All right. We just will keep the card out of the comic book altogether. Just kind of do it like that. There we go. So yeah, what was I saying? I was just saying like this. Yeah, Wildcats for me is something I collected back in the day. And it's just 90s goodness. Like, it was part of the craze of getting Image stuff. Hang on, how am I going to do this? I've got to put this Batman book in somewhere. I'm going to see. Is it going to fit in here? Yeah, it's going to fit in here better. Let's trade spots again. There we go. Put this one in here. Let's fit nice and snug in this one. Sorry, I'm just kind of like reorganizing the collection here. I'm going to put this giant Batman. That'll fit there nice and snug. There we go. All right. So I'll put that Batman in a bag and board and keep this one in the Mylar and clear backing board. Beautiful. Oof. It's a big book right there. That is a big book right there. All right. The final book that we're going to take a look at. This one needs we're going to give a little TLC. Get my trusty might need to apply some glue here and there. This one also needs to go in a clear backing board. So I checked the book. Again, the staples were my main concern. This book is in desperate need of a press. And I know Roger recently moved to New Jersey, so I didn't want to reach out to him quite yet, but looks like he's all settled. Looks like he got the Metacave. Oh, hang on. Got the Metacave all working and ready to go. I'm sure he's one of the first things he did when he moved was get the pressing station up and running. All right, so I'm not going to spend too much time. Just want to unfurl some of these pages that have been furled. See, we've got a tear right there. And I know Roger can tape that up and, again, press this out. But we've got this classic Neil Adams. Just going to get some wood glue here. Actually, don't need a wood glue. You just want to make sure. What I kind of want to do is just open this up and unfurl that. Again, this needs a press. There's just no way around that fact, and it just needs a press. You got this back here. Back cover looks okay. It's got some bends in it. I mean, this is just a low grade labor of love here. And I know Roger, he gets a book like this, he's gonna pour his heart and soul into it. Make it nice. All right, so I'm not gonna put too much stress on that, but we've got some major creasing there. Got a tear, but again, there's a couple spaces. There's just the spine is very. There's a lot of handling on the spine, but not a lot of color break on the color. Not even a lot of color break on the creasing here. It's very mild. So with a good press, you're just going to see lines. You're not going to really see. It breaks color right across there, but these minor ones, well, they break color too, but not as deep. Overall, it just looks fabulous. Really looks great for a low grade book. So that's kind of why we paid $10 for this, and I just look at it as like $10 very well spent. You can't find this book for $10 anywhere online. I know because I've looked. So yeah, just really overall happy with this acquisition. What we're going to do is we're going to replace our Baby Leo Action Comics. This is another great book that's really high grade, except it's got this little tear here, but absolutely high grade copy of Action Comics 325. I'll show that off in a bit. Let me just get this in. This is one of those this is a scenario where I'm going to put it in where the back cover or the front cover is, not put the front cover against the Mylar, but I'm going to put the front cover up against the clear backing board, because the backing board's going to, we'll be able to see it. But what the backing board's going to do, it's going to keep that corner like pressed, if you know what I mean. So, and keeping it pressed, just flattening it and keeping it, it's going to retain the shape there. And that's all we want to do. We just want to keep it flat, keep it kind of like act as its own weight press, like keep this under some books. I'll just, over time, that position will hold. So here we go. Let's try this. I'm going to be very delicate here. It's like surgery. Wait, how do I do this? I'm going to put it in the other way. Okay, I think we got it. I just put a piece of tape on this and we'll be done. While I do that, you can stare at Super Baby. Oh boy, all right. Let's see here. Boom. All right, so I'm going to just show off what it looks like in that bag and board there now. And as you can see, I kind of got it flat. It was curled before. We unfurled that corner. And now we have it flat up against this clear backing board. So as long as we keep books on top of that, it's going to act as like a press. And that's what's nice about these Mylar and clear backing boards. I can't stress enough, it is a little bit of an investment. So I only recommend doing this with, your high grade, your top books. But what you should do is get the clear backing boards and get these like Silver Age to Golden Age Mylars for the books. So you want to get the backing boards that fit the Mylar bags. I forget the brand. I think it's like, I'll have to look, but I've done videos on it in the past. But anyway, we've got just this beautiful, I almost want to just pick it up right here and just show you. All right, so we've got this beautiful presenting Detective Comics 412 Neil Adams goodness right there. $10. Again, it has issues, and it just needs some TLC. And I was planning to connect with Roger at some point anyway. This will just give me some. If we send over books, this is, I think, a prime candidate to send over. Because with the press, it's just going to look great. We want to put some tape on that and just get this nice. Because you look at the back, you see there's sort of this like, spine cover slip that's going on there, and it's misaligning the book there, and that can all get resolved. Roger's brilliant at doing that. Just finagle it and then press it and hold that position. But glorious, man. I'll pick this up for $10 all day long, man. Really glad I got this copy. So yeah, we got some big books on this haul. I wasn't expecting this week to be a big haul week, but we were bored. We hit the comic shops and we just picked up some stuff. So some of these books are just getting bag and boarded and put in my other section of the collection. But this is like I said, it's a very high grade copy of Action Comics. I mean, look at that spine. The spine is just screams beautiful. Everything's just great about this book, corners and everything, except that tear right there. It's a little like tape pull or something. But the corners are sharp. Yeah, the corners are a little sharp. Vibrant color there. Love this cover. Love that book. Just love this book. Love this book. Love all my books. It's in my collection. It's in there for a reason. But yeah, these latest editions are big ones. Like I don't put like, you know what I mean? Like I put my big books in these like clear backing boards and stuff. So unless it's one like a big one in that I consider my collection, it doesn't generally get this kind of placement, but these two do. Got the newsstand Batman there. Love that. And a lot of nice like Jim Lee editions recently, and I think part of that is just like we're focused on it now. Like we're not messing around. We're either picking up big keys or just really going after stuff we like, stuff that we want to collect. So yeah, there you have it. My haul video. A nice little another Neil Adams cover here. Action Comics Neil Adams cover. How glorious is that, man? That's just goodness right there. So yeah, very, very pleased with this haul. And it's pretty late, so hope you guys had a nice or have nice Easter plans for tomorrow. I think Easter is just one of those like holidays, like, you know, if you're Christian, it's a period. You know, Lent is a period of where you're really focused on the sacrifices that Christ made for all of us. And I think that time of reflection is actually really a positive thing, because what it forces you to do is it forces you to be like him, which is not focused on yourself, but focused on the well-being of others, like being sacrificing yourself for the well-being of others. So it's a time of like moderation. It's a time of reflection, all those good things. So yeah, I hope you guys, I've just been in the mindset of being a positive force for the people around you. For me, I've been just really having fun with my collection and just working and spending family time and all those great things, just kind of doing what I got to do to stay sane and kind of get things done and take care of the family and all that. So, yeah, got some comments here. All right. Is there a Spider-Man woman cover where she's pregnant? I've been telling you, man, the pregnant covers are, yeah, I know what you mean. There's a modern Spider-Woman cover where she's pregnant, or Captain Marvel as well. Am I confusing something? Maybe it is Spider-Woman. Well, I know the Spider-Woman from the Spider-Verse, right? She was pregnant in the movie, so I'm sure there's a bunch of covers and stuff related to her character. But wasn't Marvel Girl also pregnant in one of her covers? Or am I just imagining that? I mean, technically, I can't think of anything in my head or memory that outside of that Spider-Woman you just mentioned, there just aren't a lot of like pregnancy covers. But I would imagine there has to be something where like there's childbirth going on, or there's like, like a loving kind of couple type. We're raising a family, or we're starting a family. I think there's got to be a couple Lois Lane pregnancy covers, which would be just, again, if we're going to do a cover battle, that would be an interesting one, because that's going to take a lot of detective work and like digging and hunting to do that one. But I know a lot of people in the community right now are enjoying the cover battles, and that's fine. That's awesome. But yeah, again, we picked up a lot of quality in this one, and they're all stuff that is like good stuff like this, like Greg Capullo signatures and whatnot. All right, well, I think for the most part, I'm done. Um, just that, like, I guess we'll talk about stuff that's been going on. And I kind of talked about it yesterday, but really, I think the entire comic book community right now, I don't want to say the entire, but a large portion of us, a large section of us, are kind of obsessed with the X-Men craze, I should say. This X-Men craze really kind of started. Um, I want to say it started with the announcement of the X-Men '97 series, right? Like last year, they kind of announced the series. Then they made a series of announcements that they're coming to the MCU in the Deadpool movie, and it just got everybody speculating like who's coming. It shot up Bishop books, it shot up Gambit books, it shot up Jubilee books, it shot up all the '90s X-Men books. Excuse me. And now we're kind of at the height of it. Now they're revealing things like Madeline Pryor, they're revealing things like Sinister. Hey, what's up, Norbound? So we're in the thick of the X-Men frenzy right now. Especially with the animated series, and especially with the fact that we're going to get an X-Men movie, right? We're going to get Wolverine and some kind of introduction of a new team, new like multiverse X-Men team. And Marvel right now, this X-Men '97 is a great example of how attuned they are to this target demographic, the kids that grew up on the '90s series, the people that are collecting comic books, people like me who maybe missed the series, but everything before it was like you have me with that, right? So they just cast this very broad net that they knew we could get people with up on the X-Men, right? Then they got Deadpool in their back pocket. They've got X-Men title movies that'll roll out with the momentum of Deadpool. So Deadpool's probably going to set up a lot of this multiverse build up to Secret Wars, and so it's fueling this sort of like X-Men craze, which is great. So I think you've got like Spider-Man now, with the Spider-Verse, the third, installment coming. People excited about that. It's driving Spider-Man, like it's just continuously pushing Spider-Man. In the hobby, it's sustaining that momentum, and now you've got the X-Men as well. X-Men's always been there in the background, like just the foundation of cornerstone of collecting, right? Like everybody loves X-Men, everybody loves Wolverine, but we're at that fever pitch, and I think there's just like so much. I mean, we're only on episode 3 of this season. How many seasons are we going to get of X-Men? First and foremost, and they're gonna, Spider-Man's coming, right? Like that, Spider-Man was an animated series, so now you got X-Men and Spider-Man as an animated series. And then what if they just went ahead and like dropped a bomb, like, oh, by the way, we're gonna do an Avengers animated series, and they bring Iron Man, Thor, Cap, all those guys as a team. And then you can basically bring like Avengers versus, you could have the comic book version of Avengers versus X-Men. you can do so many like so many amazing things in that animated universe, kind of like what the DCU has done, where you're focusing on the content, the comic book content. You could see the Fantastic Four animated series coming, and that would work great as a animated series, right? Um, so it's a really exciting time, I think, for it's reinvigorating Marvel in a different, like, it's not at the movies anymore. It's really this sort of like smaller content that's focused on what us fans love and like. So that's what has me very, very stoked and excited about what's to come. And yeah, like I had an opportunity today at Sten Brothers, and I may actually go back and pick it up. Um, but it was a newsstand copy of the Wolverine cover where the brood's coming out of Wolverine's mouth, and he's kind of sitting there in the dark. It's a black, like a black purplish cover. Wolverine's got his claws down. He's on his knees, and the brood's like shooting out of his mouth. Classic Mark Silvestri cover. Got a newsstand copy there. They were selling it for $5. And I was like, and I had it. I was like, should I pick it up? I mean, it would have been a solid just $20 right there out. But I resisted. The reason I resisted is that even though it was probably like I want to say a VF copy of that issue, newsstand VF, which is, again, kind of what I want in my collection. I resisted because if I can get, because again, that black spine, they're just like a lot of color break and spine ticks, even though it's probably a fine to VF copyright. I was just like, man, I feel like I could pick it up somewhere, probably the same grade for like cheaper, like $2-3, right? I could probably pick up a similar grade for cheaper. And there's a lot of that book out. So I didn't feel like I needed to move on that book at that price, $5, even though it's a fair price. Like, again, a VF copy, classic cover. I think it's Uncanny X-Men. Let's say it's like $235 or something like that. But anyway, but yeah, just stuff like that is on my radar now with all this like frenzy. Not that I'm like feeling FOMO, like fear of missing out or anything. I just want to pick that stuff up now. It's like top of mind. Because it's always kind of been like, oh yeah, we'll pick it up eventually and all that. But now it's like, we're looking for it. We're actively looking for it when we go out. So stuff like that, I would definitely want to pick up. That era X-Men, more of that stuff. I think that's taking a little bit more precedent than this kind of book, but again, for $1, can't beat that. Other news: Jim Lee's in Italy with his wife. He's there for like a show, but I think they're also vacationing there. He's vacationing there with his wife, which is cool. Like he's just connecting with fans and talking industry stuff with the Italians. Again, no announcement if Jim's coming to the Pacific Northwest, which is a little bit disappointing. And I'll tell you one thing, like I have all these, like my finger on the pulse, because I had money this month. I had my finger on the pulse on a lot of auctions. I wasn't able to win any of those auctions. It's funny because like there's no activity whatsoever on eBay. You got a couple of people liking or putting it on their watch list, but no bids or anything. And then everybody jumps in like within like a minute to go. Everybody's jumping in. And I put in my bid. I was the highest bidder for probably 2 seconds, and then it just like escalated, and I wasn't fast enough, and I wasn't gonna. I mean, the guy still got it at a great price. He got a signed Jim Lee book for like $30. So, but we were trying to pick it up cheaper. But I'm glad I didn't pick it up. I mean, I picked up a lot of other good stuff here today. So, had I picked that book up, I wouldn't have had money to pick up all this other stuff. So, it's and that's a book I already had. To be honest, it's a signed book, but I already had it. So, um, yeah. I mean, it would have been nice to have a signed book again, but I already have the book, so it's not crazy a priority right now. Not much Superman stuff. I think James Gunn, he met with like Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster's like grandkids or something, who are all grown up now. And they gifted him, I think, a signed like reprint of Action One with Siegel and Schuster's signatures on them, which he shared on Instagram or on social media. And yeah, they're just continuing to film and make that movie. So again, that should be wrapping up soon, and filming on that should be wrapping up soon, or maybe it'll extend into the early summer, but it'll be done soon. And we'll just, it's just a waiting game at that point. And we're very excited for that film. That's probably like the thing I'm most excited about is Gun Superman. I'm really hoping it doesn't suck, but it, by all, everything I've seen up to this point tells me it's going to be good. It's like I'm putting a lot of thoughtful, they're putting a lot of thought into building a great movie, I think. So that's promising. What else? Yeah, my bracket got busted yesterday. Gonzaga lost. All my teams lost. I mean, I think I picked one of the four teams for the Final Four. So, yeah. What are some other things here? There's not much else going on. I can't think of anything. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking the other day, like, maybe shifting the show to like more toward the speculation side of the hobby, but that's just so not what I do. I don't want to. It's fun though to speculate. It's fun actually, because I got a sense of it this week. Like, it is a fun kind of game to play. Meaning, if you're on top of like production news and like casting announcements and all that kind of like if you read between the lines, you can kind of guesstimate, oh, maybe that person that cast for that movie is going to play this character. And you can like focus your energies on picking those books up, and then when they pop, you kind of like, oh yeah, see, I called it. And that's what I did kind of with a lot of this like X-Men stuff. not intentionally. I just knew like, hey, there's a good chance they're going to introduce that 90s team. And I was already, heavily invested in 90s X-Men stuff anyway. So, just kind of like fueled that kind of like potential spec, kind of just fueled me to pick up more of that. And it's paying off now. I mean, I have pretty much the entire Inferno X-Men Inferno series. I should say the entire, because it goes across multiple titles. But I mean, like in terms of X-Men, X Factor, not Excalibur, or what was the other one? Like New Mutants. None of that stuff. Just the focusing on the X-Men and X Factor. That's something we kind of picked up because we wanted to, and then now it's like blowing up, so it's kind of cool to see. But yeah, it's like a lot of the Hot 20 stuff. It's weird because it's like I've picked up a lot of it earlier, and now it's kind of like it's come to fruition. And I'm just wondering if I did that intentionally, or if I got influenced to a certain degree to like wanting to pick that stuff up and then being rewarded, but then like down the road it's just kind of fade away and stuff. So I don't know. I don't think the X-Men stuff would fade away necessarily, but there's some other books out there. I know I've been saying like this Wolverine versus Deadpool one. I don't see that fading, but then again, I could be wrong. But that's a great book. Anyway you cut it, it's Adam Kubert, it's Larry Hama. It's a classic first meeting between two, the most popular characters at Marvel. So I don't see how you could. Yeah, it might not. If it's going for $400, it might drop to like $200, but it's still. That was like a $20. It wasn't even a $20 book. It was like a dollar bin book before the movie announcement. Now it's like, it's like consistently a $50 book raw. So I don't see that going down or losing popularity at one iota. So, like those kinds of books are like popping up on these lists now. And it's like, did I get them because I really wanted to get them? Or was I influenced, or what's going on? Like, kind of makes you wonder. One thing I'm not that jumping on is like the Dave Stevens bandwagon. Don't get me wrong, he's a great artist. Very, very nice art style. I ran into, I think, one of his books today at Sten Brothers. They had it priced out at like $40, maybe $50. I think it goes for way more than that. I was like, first of all, I didn't have the money to get it, but I just looked at it. I'm like, who would buy that for $50? So apparently some collectors really are looking for stuff like that. Just not one of those people. But yeah, like his stuff is a lot more, I think, nuanced in terms of collections, because it's not your typical Marvel DC type content. He was doing stuff like The Rocketeer, things along that nature, and sort of more indie stuff. But I kind of like where my collection. So now that we have some space, getting rid of those 80 books really cleared up my overflow, and I'm able now to kind of like take stuff out of the bottom drawer, put it in the overflow box. Now we have some wiggle room in the like core filing cabinet collection. All of these can go in there now, which I couldn't have done, just even like a month, like a couple weeks ago. So just kind of clearing up space. 80 books is a lot of books. So clearing up that space, we're able to kind of add more of the core stuff and kind of stay where we are, really focus on the stuff we like this one, can't go wrong with Bronze Age action comics. Not at all. Especially if it's Neil Adams goodness. Can't go wrong with Mark Silvestri, Michael Turner, Jim Lee. Goodness, you can't go wrong with any of these, to be honest. So yeah. All right, well, looks like got another great long session. Enjoy your Easter, guys, and keep digging in those. Just enjoy the hobby. I hope I'm showing you don't need to spend a lot to enjoy this hobby. I know there's people that spend a lot. They've just got more to spend, and they pick up big books, and there's quite a bit of investment going on investment grade books like Keys and all that. So if you've got that, disposable income to do that, more power to you. And I enjoy watching people, unveil like a really, like a giant size X-Men once in like a 992 or something. And you're just like, what the? Those are great videos. But that's not what you're going to see here. You might see a low grade. At some point, you might see a low grade giant size X-Men pop into my collection, but nothing that dramatic. But what I do hope to show you is that you don't need to pick up those high valued things to make you happy. You can focus on a collection like mine, where if you're like Jim Lee, he's a great artist to collect. And the reason he's a great artist to collect is there's a lot of his stuff floating around, and you can pick it up without, $4 for this newsstand classic 612 cover. Yeah, it's got issues, but $4, man, that just feels like I won. $15 for this. It's not a big book now, but I'm telling you, Wildcats are coming. Gotta trust me on stuff like this, please. So yeah, this has been on my radar for quite a bit, and I'm really happy with this actually, because I think with the press, again, this could be very high grade. So, I think we got some books here that our friend Roger can really help out with. That's going to do it for me. And, thanks for hanging out. And I think, again, I've only got $8 to my name right now, unless I sell some more books, or I think we got some time until the summer. Like June is when my wife and son leave. June is kind of when I'm going to start working specifically for the comic budget. But again, I'm not going to use all of that budget. I'm going to just allocate $1,000 of the summer budget for books, which is a lot. So this summer we're going to continue to pick up some good stuff. I may finish up some of these runs even because we're so focused. But yeah, we're going to pick up a lot of good stuff this summer. I'll have actually time, with the wife and son being in Japan, being here by myself. I'll be just focused on work and comics. That's pretty much what I was doing last year. You see more of that this summer. So just look forward to that. And yeah, leave some comments. Let me know what you think. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Otaku out. Bye-bye, guys.